Oh, hey, how you doing up there? Hey, I'm looking at this carburetor here. We got a situation going on, and what our carburetor's doing, it's flooding out. When we give it gas, it's just boiling over. Now, this carburetor's been rebuilt several times, and it hasn't done any good. This is an Avenger, I can tell. It's called a Holley Avenger carburetor. The reason I know is because it's got the diaphragm on top here, this plastic housing. Now, I'm not really a carburetor guy, but I do know what kind of carburetors to use and which ones not to. But then, on the other hand, that just all depends on what kind of guy you are and what you like. Everybody has their own preference when it comes to carburetors, okay? Some people like Holleys, for instance, okay? And then some people like Demon carburetors, some people like Quadrajets, some people like single barrels, some people like 4 barrels. Hell, some people like 2 4-barrels, okay? You know, whatever you like. Me, I like the motherfucker to run right and get me down the road so I can go anywhere I want without jacking with it. That's the carburetor I like. Okay, that's the carburetor that I like, okay? Me personally, I don't like Holley carburetors, okay? You know, that's just my preference. They got power valves inside them that blow out. They got, you know, metering jets in them and, you know, this, that, and the other and all this other crap. And there's, you know, 4 fucking adjusters on each carburetor to adjust. And, you know, it's just a pain in the butt. You know, you got your adjustable floats. I like the simplified, easy situation, okay? I like to be the type of guy that bolts the product on, does a minor adjustment, and wham bam, we're there. So I've unbolted. I'm going to go ahead and take that carburetor off. As you can see, it's coming off the car. There we go. Okay, so here, if you look right here, we got our Holley carburetor. I don't want to tip it over, it's full of gas. And we're going to kind of dissect. We need the gas in there because we're going to dissect this carburetor and figure out why it's leaking all that gas, and when you give it gas, it just bubbles out. More than likely, the floats, okay, are stuck on our Holley carburetor, and I don't like Holleys, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to simplify everything. We're going to make everything easy. We're going to make it where my friend, your friend Pete, doesn't have no problems with giving the car back to the owner, okay? Last chance, Pete. It's always last chance, Pete, that solves problems around here. What can I say? I think the owner has had this carburetor built 3 or 4 times. That should give you, that should wake you up and knock you on the head and say, hey, something's wrong here. I need to get rid of that piece of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean that Holley. Okay. So, this is the carburetor that I like right here. Okay, it's a nice, easy, simplified carburetor. It's an Edelbrock Performer Series. That's a bolt-on carburetor. It's a nice carburetor and it works good. You bolt it on, hook the fuel up. You got 2 adjusters right here, as you can see on the picture, and you're done. Let's get that out there. Let's get a live look at that carburetor. It's an easy situation. And if you look, okay, if you can see both of them together, all right, there's your Edelbrock right here, and here's your Holley. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even think this fucking thing had a fuel filter on it. What the fuck's up with that? I mean, I'm looking around, I can't even find a fucking fuel filter. But you know, I might be sticking it in my own ass, I don't know. I haven't looked everywhere, but I've looked most places, so, good. So, we got our Edelbrock, okay, 4-barrel. It's an easy situation here. All you got are 2 adjusters, that's it. You screw them in all the way. Okay, you back them out 2.5 turns on each one, bam, you're done. Get the fuck out of town, let's go cruising. Okay? So, now we get into what size carburetor should I use? I got me a 350 Chevy engine. What size carburetor should I use? That's what you're asking yourself. You don't know. I don't know. Do you know? Okay, let me go waste my money and get a carburetor that doesn't work, okay? Because I want a high performance hot rod engine. I want it to be so hot rod that hot rod isn't even the word for it. So I'm gonna go get me this big badass carburetor that sucks so much fucking fuel that my engine ain't even made for it. If you have a basic stock engine up to probably, you know, whatever stock, let's just say 265 horsepower up to probably about 350 horse, maybe 400 horse engine, okay? A 600 CFM carburetor, 600 to a 650 maximum is more than enough. Anything over that, you're probably gonna flood your car out and overwork your carburetor that's just gonna, you know, it's gonna blow black smoke out, okay, and run like shit. And you're gonna be like our buddy over here and have problems and wasted the money. Okay, what you wanna do, this is a 600, okay? A 600 Holly. This carburetor, 600, whoa, did I say Holly? I meant Edelbrock. This carburetor right here will satisfy all the needs that you want. You don't have to do nothing but bolt it on, okay? It's a nice carburetor. It's all factory setup, okay? You don't have to jack with nothing. It's got a nice finish on it, okay? No, I'm not trying to sell you. I don't work for Edelbrock. I'm not trying to sell that to you. I'm telling you from my experience, okay, that I've had with carburetors. I think that the Edelbrock out of all, and I don't have money to go buy a bunch of carburetors and send them all out and dissect them for you, okay? But I'm telling you from my experience, I think that the Edelbrock makes the best bolt-on carburetor, okay? It's pretty much dummy-proof. So, I'm gonna get that on there. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna see how it runs. Hopefully my friend Pete didn't stick it in his own ass and it runs like shit. Hopefully. One more important thing, and I stress this very strongly, always put a fuel filter on your car. A fuel filter before the carburetor, not before the fuel pump, not right after the gas tank in the back, right before your carburetor, okay? The fuel travels a long ways from the gas tank to your carburetor. Always take care of it and put a fuel filter right before your carburetor after the fuel pump. So I went ahead and got this factory Edelbrock micro mesh, okay, filter, which is gonna go right on there, and that'll be a nice add-on that we can put on there. It's got the AN fitting, I like that, all right. So there you go. Let's get her on there, let's get her done, let's get her running, get the motherfucker out of my shop so I can get on the next car because I got a lot of shit to do besides standing here stroking my nuts. I'll be back, take it easy.